Can Forex be self-taught? Welcome to your Forex trading course in 5 minutes, where I will attempt to answer your trading questions in 5 minutes or less. My name is Martin Cole, and with 20 years as a professional trader under my belt, I'll probably have at least some of the answers you're looking for. So let's get to it. Okay, in this video, I will answer the question, can Forex be self-taught? Now, make sure you stick with me till the end of the video, because I'll wrap it up with something you actually take away and maybe apply to your trading even today. Okay, so yes, you can actually learn this yourself, this business yourself, and when you think about it, all learning is actually self-taught. Now, a couple of things that we're going to address about in this video. So yes, you can. All learning is self-taught, really. There's a time issue to consider. How do you know you're on the right path? And it may be costly. So let's look at these in individual, break these down into individual sections. So yes, you can. You absolutely can go out, do all the research yourself and learn this yourself. Many do, and many succeed in this way. So it's definitely not a case of you must go on a trading course or anything like that at all. Now, also, when you think about it, all of our learning in a way is self-taught. We might have somebody that talks to us or explains to us what we want to do and what we should be doing. But at the end of the day, it's our responsibility to learn and then apply that information for our own use. So yes, all learning is indeed self-taught to a degree. Now, the next thing I mentioned was about time. Now, time is quite an important issue, because if you're going off to learn something yourself, if you've got an open-ended amount of time to do this, that's going to be okay, because you can just take your time, tick along and learn everything that's going along. But of course, if you want to get into trading straight away and you want to make money straight away, that time extension, that time period is going to be quite important, because if you've got no other form of income, then your learning curve needs to be very short, or the learning time period needs to be very short, so you can actually get right into the market and get on and start making money. Okay, so another thing to consider is, how do you know that you are on the right path? So, for example, you might be learning a particular style of trading that might not actually suit you, and it might take you time to actually find this out. Also, you might be absorbing knowledge that's not really correct. Again, if you don't know anything about trading, then it's going to be quite a steep learning curve, sifting the chaff from the wheat, as it were. Okay, and finally, of course, it may be very costly. So we often might want to resist paying for a course, or paying for some information, or buying a book or a course, because we think, okay, this is a cost we've got to pay. And of course it is. It's a cost you have to pay up front, but that needs to be offset against the time or the cost of taking a long time to learn something. And also, of course, if you can find a mentor that's willing to guide you, that can cut your learning curve right down very, very short. Okay, so just before I leave this up on there, and just have a think about the questions you might have regarding can Forex be self-taught, and pop them in the comments below this video, and I will read them and I will actually get back to you. Now, okay, I said that you need to watch this video to the end so that I can give you something to take away. So here it is. Can Forex be self-taught? Absolutely. In fact, it's probably the way to go in the first instance, by learning what you feel you can, and certainly learn by this method and get yourself going. And number two, be aware that confusion or frustration is a sign that you're moving from a comfort zone, the known to the unknown. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. And don't really attribute anything negative to that. If you're feeling uncomfortable when you're learning a new skill, it just simply means that you're moving to a new area of understanding that you're not familiar with. And it's actually a great sign that you are actually growing and advancing, as it were. Okay, and number three is, when you hit a wall and you need help, then absolutely seek it. Even if you've got to pay a little bit of money for a call or whatever you've got to do, if you hit that wall, don't stay there and try to fight your way through it. Reach out, get some advice, but of course, be careful where you get that advice from. I did mention about chat rooms and forums and things like that, but of course, you've got to be very careful there, because you need to know the people you're talking to actually really do know what they're doing. And be aware that when we know very little about a topic, we tend to judge things on price. So, for example, if we were walking into a store to buy a watch, and we didn't know anything about watches, we'd look at a whole array and we might see a the Casio, and we might see a Swiss not watch, and we look at that price range right the way along that range, and we might think immediately, okay, the more money I pay, the better I'm going to get. And that might be true in the example I've given you, but if you do nothing about watches at all and you swap those prices around, and the Casio was at the end, and that was priced up, that would be normally your default way of looking at things. You'd say, okay, well, as I don't know about this, I will default to looking at more money. That can be very dangerous when you're looking at training courses and things like that. Don't get caught into the trap that by paying more money, you'll get better information. Very important that you do your research. Okay, about time to wrap this up. Now, in the next video, we'll be looking at, can you make a living trading Forex? I'll catch up with you very soon. Take care.